Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series of following Titus of House Peake. And as you will no doubt remember in that last episode, the King Aegon the Sixth was placed on the Iron Throne by Doran Martell and his allies. And now that he has defeated Queen Myrcella and the forces of Tywin Lannister, Tywin obviously was executed and his son Jaime sent to the wall, along with Ned Stark here as well, and who is actually the wandering crow of Lord Commander Bowen. So he's the one who goes out and recruits. And I think, as somebody pointed out, Jaime was made first ranger as well. So that is pretty interesting, I think. But the war is not over, and some folks pointed this out, and I think this is a pretty reasonable explanation. So obviously we're going up against Stannis Baratheon. He did not bend the knee to Aegon, obviously, and so the war continues here. And as some people pointed out, this is probably more of a continuation of the War of Four Crowns than anything else. You know, Stannis had to essentially sign that white peace with Myrcella because his forces were melting away. He was facing internal rebellion in the Stormlands. The Riverlands was facing internal rebellion and had to pull its troops back. And then the North was being invaded by the Iron Islands. So almost all of Stannis' army was just disappearing before his eyes. And so he had to pull back. He had to retreat. He had to gather up whatever strength he could in the Stormlands. But I don't think he ever gave up. I don't think he really went to Myrcella and, signed a deal saying that he, was giving up his claims or anything like that. And we can see that he still has those claims. So I think that now that he's kind of gathered up his strength and Aegon was crowned, I think Stannis is just, going to give one final shot at, pushing his claim against Aegon here. And we'll see how that works out for him. I don't think it's going to work out particularly well. So we're going to start time going here. Obviously, Stannis doesn't have a lot of allies in this war. Aegon's going to be probably managing that reasonably well here. He's got Dorne. He's got the Reach on his side. Most of the northern places are staying out of it, but that shouldn't really affect the outcome of this too much, although you never know. Stannis is a beast. 55 prowess. This guy is insanely strong. And you'll see that our son has safely arrived in the Iron Throne, and I shall begin lessons forthwith. So not only is our son the squire of King Aegon Targaryen, but he's actually learning from him directly. So I sent him to be the ward of Aegon because Erathon is taking the stewardship focus anyways, and I saw that Aegon does have the stewardship education trait, so I figured why not have him go to King's Landing and learn from the king himself. That just seems to build even closer ties between Erathon and the king, which is gonna just be good for him in the future. So there we go. So he's in King's Landing with the king. I mean, we could imagine that potentially Aegon is going to be leading forces. Obviously, our son will be going with him. So we'll see how this all plays out. I'm very curious. But we do want to focus on, now that we've done with the grand kind of the War of Four Crowns and all of that, even though it's not quite done yet, I want to go back to focusing a little bit more directly on Lord Titus's story here and his own goals and his plans and things like that, because that's, overall what this is about. It was kind of a nice diversion to go and, play through this a little bit of a grander story and, make some of those choices that led to some interesting things like Tyrion on the throne and Jaime in the Night's Watch and all those kind of things. But I think it's time to go back to focusing on Lord Titus here. And we're going to let, events in the realm play out as the AI dictates it. So we'll see how things go. Looks like a few factions are being made against Lord Baelor here, which makes sense. I mean, the Tyrells, although diminished in power, probably still have a lot of power and influence and stuff, and not everybody is going to just, easily sign themselves over and switch allegiances to House Hightower here. Tyrells have ruled the Reach for what, thousands of years? At least 1,000 years, I'm guessing, since the time of Garth Greenhand. So, hundreds of years then, probably since Aegon the Conqueror took over and killed Garth Greenhand and made the Tyrells the Lords of the Reach. So, in any case, we do have another perk here. Innocence of a Child. There we go. We haven't really done too much with that, and I would like to start using the spying a little more. I wonder if we can get some spies in the King's Court. Would this be wise? Would it be helpful? I wonder if we can get his sister to spy for us. She will accept. Recruit a spy. So, Rhaenys, we might have been able to win her over a little bit and are able to get her to kind of keep us informed in things that are happening here in King's Landing. So, we just kind of exchanging letters and asking her to keep us informed, because our son is, training under King Aegon, and we want to keep tabs on things, make sure everything's going well. She'll understand. She has a son herself, so Runsel Hightower. Runsel, what a name. In any case, our plans. Well, we do need to get our third castle. And I should point out that although Lord Bennis here, who was a known sodomite and probably, had some issues with the Faith of the Seven, he's passed away, but his son has taken over. And honestly, Orchard Way did not join in with the Allied forces here. While this war is going on, it might not be a bad time to press our claim, although we're gonna have to. Ooh, we need a hook due to the realm's laws. What about? I know we have some claims here on Cockleswent because these are traditionally Pale Marsh lands, these two. Can we do a war on you without that? No, okay, so we need to use a hook. So we need to get a hook on Lord Baelor here. So we need to get some spies in his court. So let's see. I mean, he's got a lot of courtiers here, so let's see. His sister, would she become a spy? No. What about House Whitewater here? What about you? Would you become a spy? She would become a spy. I'm going to go through and I'm going to see if I can find a few spies in Baelor's court, and maybe we'll be able to, get some secrets and, do a little blackmail, get ourselves a hook on him here. So we shall see. So there we go. We managed to find quite a few spies. We could probably get even more, but you'll see we've got a bunch of spies joining our ranks. So I'm not actually sure what you do with spies, honestly. I haven't really played around with this mechanic at all, spies. So what do they do here? Perhaps somebody in the comments can inform me so I can use these a little bit more properly. Do we get special interactions? I'm not really seeing anything like that. So perhaps they just kind of passively find us secrets and things like that. We'll have to see, I suppose. We don't really have any secrets that we can use on anybody particularly useful here. So while the war goes on, I do want to go over, some people are asking to kind of go over children because, many of them they've grown up several years, since they were born, obviously. But, we haven't really checked in. So obviously our daughter, Jane, the Princess of Fashion, she is married here. She's married to Sir Edwin Veerwell of Darkdale here. Not the heir to Darkdale or anything like that. It's not a particularly prestigious match or anything like that, but we didn't really need to arrange for a particularly prestigious match or anything like that. It wasn't really necessary. We could bring them potentially to our courts. I wonder if... No, it seems not. But in any case, I mean, House Virwell is actually like pretty prestigious. They were part of the Allied forces who, you know, joined up to put Aegon on the throne. So I think it's pretty fitting that we would, you know, get some ties with them. Then we have our daughter here, Ellen Peake. Obviously, you'll remember that she is betrothed to Kevan Darrowson, the son of our vassal and friend, Carrick Darrowson. Oh, let's see here. Lord Lucas, I must demand your son Carrick to my court as a hostage. This is the best guarantee of peace? A hostage? No, I think we will decline. I'm not really too concerned. I'm not in... Is the Westmarch really a pressing threat against us? Do they have claims on any of our lands that we should be concerned about? I don't think so. So I'm not really too worried about that. Somebody did point out that we should see if we can ask our head of faith for gold, but he needs to get some gold before we can do that. But we'll keep an eye on that. In any case, obviously Urathon here is, as you will have seen, you know, over in King's Landing. Here he is with the Iron Throne in the backdrop, serving the new king well. So hopefully he will do a very good job of that. Then we have Carrick Peake, and I want to address some rumors that have been going around in the comments, you know, due to the hair color of our last 3 children. And I will point out, obviously our wife is a lusty maid indeed, but that doesn't necessarily, but we are her lover, so, you know, it's possible she has other ones that we don't know about. But, you know, it's not necessarily super likely. It's not a guarantee. And the way that the genetics work with one Crusader Kings and then with the Game of Thrones mod, it's not always, you know, straightforward. Like if we're having children with our wife here, they're not necessarily just going to get black hair or white hair. It's a little bit more complicated than that. This hair coloring could possibly be the, you know, mechanical representation of the combination of, you know, dark brown hair from Titus and our wife's silver hair. Not only that, but there is, I believe, a hidden trait for the Valyrian purple eyes and silver hair as well that is potentially inheritable, potentially not. So, although, you know, there's a possibility that these aren't our children, it's not a guarantee. And the fact that they have different color hair is not necessarily indicative of whether they are our children or not. So, I mean, and look at Carrick here. He looks, you know, he kind of looks a little bit like us. You know, I think there's a familial resemblance there. So, you know, there'll be rumors in the comments mostly, but you know, it is not necessarily a guarantee of just the fact that they have this kind of brownish hair that they are not our children. So just wanted to point that out. But yeah, nothing really going on too much with the younger 3 children here. Carrick's he's a squire. He is squiring under Eric Stockwain here, one of our knights. So he's getting a good education there. So but yeah, we need to get this hook here on our liege so that we can declare a war, because yeah, apparently the crown authority here is a little bit too high. Oh, we don't want to do that. Yeah, so crown authority is level 3 over here in the reach, so they don't want us attacking people without permission. Well, we're gonna have to try to get permission, and you know what, we should probably to that extent put our spy master here to find secrets in Old Town. So there we go. We are going to do that. You'll see that we got Carrick as our marshal. So if we do ever get a chance to fight anybody, we're probably going to crush them. We've got quite a few troops here now, almost 4,000. We're becoming quite powerful. And we are, for one thing, like a very strong warrior ourselves. We've got Carrick Darrowson, who's an excellent commander, and 35 prowess, despite the fact that he doesn't even have a Valyrian steel sword. So, ooh, war declared on Liege. Somebody else is rebelling here. Rosby, Duskendale, King's Landing, the Gauntlet, Diarden, and Great Fork. Interesting. Sarman has a secret. Rainey's. Rainey's wants to give us some information here. I'll hand you the evidence found. Let's see. I need to know everything. I don't think we need to know about this random courtier. I'm not interested in that secret. But now that we see how spies work, so it looks like they'll feed us information for money slowly over time. Oh, Lord Paramount Lucius has lost his war against the Brackens of South. Everybody knows that House Bracken is, the worst of the Riverlands houses. I'm pretty sure we can all agree. Definitely leave a comment if you are, in agreement that House Bracken is, a terrible house, and House Blackwood are awesome. So you have been a loyal and devoted subject. In recognition of this, I'm offering you the position of Steward of the Reach. That is amazing, because now we're going to get a nice bonus to the amount of money we're bringing in. We could have been the Spy Master. That would have been nice. But you know what? I will take being the Steward here, because, yeah, that's going to really... That extra 2 per month going to be a big help, so... Ooh, King Aegon, yeah, he's going to be facing a little bit of trouble now, but I think we've still got the advantage. 56,000 versus Stannis's 30,000. We should be able to pull off a win here, but yeah, looks like the Crownlands, like a Crownlands rebellion against Aegon. Not everybody is just quickly falling behind the Targaryen banner, and even though the Crownlands were traditionally loyal to the Targaryens, it had been, 30 years or 20 years since the Targaryens ruled. And, Queen Myrcella was probably somewhat well-liked. So, maybe... And Aegon is not really a good guy. So, we can safely assume that, there was not everybody in the Crownlands was willing to easily bend knee to King Aegon here. Greetings, my sensible liege. Despite our best efforts, my agents have yet to uncover any secrets of Lord Paramount Baelor's court. However, I still believe there's something going on. Well, if there is anything, we shall find it. Looks like there's a big battle going on outside King's Landing here, and we crushed the enemy forces there pretty good, so... But, yeah, war is still going on. Luckily, we have a chance to rest. We don't have to bring in our troops directly. The AI is going to handle this one, and I'm not really too concerned about that. So let us see. We can offer a hostage. We can exchange hostages. I don't really necessarily want to do that. We just need to get that hook on our liege so we can actually do some war declarations here. That would be nice, but we're 66%. Big jump here. I guess we must have taken Stannis in a good battle there. Milk of the Almond. Passing through Castle Dywell, a peasant woman offers me a refreshing mug of milk with a taste sweeter than anything I've tasted before. What is this marvelous drink you've offered me? I ask, to which she responds, milk from an earth almond. There's no person who could resist the allure of this concoction on a hot summer day. No child who could avoid smiling when offered a mug, and no Dornishman without a sweet tooth for it. This beverage isn't milk, it's gold. Fund a plantation of more earth almonds across the fields. We could get funded... Ooh, that's nice. Supply limit, building cost, development growth. That's actually not too bad. I mean, we are temperate. Horchata. Oh, I love horchata. That's such a good drink. I'm probably not pronouncing it right, but I've had it a few times, and I quite like it. But we are temperate, so we should probably resist the temptation. Damn, that's unfortunate because that is a tasty drink indeed. Honestly, I could go for some right now. Looks like, yeah, I mean, we're probably going to beat Stannis. I'm curious to see what happens. Oh, our spies were discovered. She was not careful enough. Huh, is that gonna, piss Aegon off? I don't know. Maybe it just removes her as a spy. He probably wasn't necessarily happy that we were, that she was feeding us information, but we could probably, uh, convince him that it was just, we just needed somebody to keep an eye on our son here. Lady Machella has found a person willing to be our spy at Lord Paramount Baelor's court. Violet will serve me well. Oh, very good. So we got another spy here. So our son is actually very close to, completing his squire training here. Ooh, she has a secret Herman tries to protect. Ugh. We don't need secrets on these people, though. We need secrets on Baelor. Oh, look at this. Big forces coming in here to fight the enemy. And that's going to put us at 81%. I don't think Stannis is going to win this war. I hope that Aegon has a just punishment. Oh, Stannis killed Prince Lewin of Dorne. Interesting. Slain in a duel. Oh, very... No wonder he hasn't been getting along well with the Dornish folk. In any case... Oh, our acquaintance Runsel has died. Oh, he was in our dungeons. Oh, that's... Guess we forgot about him. Oh, well. Military in the lordship of Bent Tilling. Good job, Lord Carrick. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting for events and seeing how things play out. So again, we're just trying... We need to get this hook on Baelor. Ooh, it'd be nice if we could get him to declare us the regent. Oh, did we slay somebody in battle? Wow, okay, so apparently we must be... Yeah, okay, well, obviously we would be fighting with the forces of the Reach here, because the Reach is assisting. We're obviously one of the skilled lords and stuff, so we're obviously, joined in this battle here. And it appears that we slew Lord Caswell of Cajmont, who is a Dornish man, apparently. Must be in service to House Fowler here. So we slew a Dornish man in the battle. Pretty fitting Marcher Lord slaying a Dornishman here. And yeah, I mean, he didn't really stand a chance against us. Prowess as one. But yeah, so that was our first, the first lord we've killed in battle. We've probably slain, peasants and stuff, but nobody worth note. But that was our first person of note that we have slain. Other than maybe the peasant that we shot in that archery tournament when we were a kid. My realm never ceases to amaze me. While exploring my demesne, I stumble upon a gorgeous tract of fertile land. Surely this would make the greatest of farms. Perhaps I could build a farm here. Oh, we could gain the trait gardener. Why till the soil when I can make some quick coins? Selling it, land this pristine deserves to remain untouched. Protected land. Or do we build a farm here? So we could get the trait gardener. Stewardship +2 stress gain. We've got a couple events and stuff going around with like orchards, although our orchard was unfortunately blighted. Our character has been trying to do stuff like that. So, you know what, we're going to go and we're going to take the gardener trait. It might help us a little bit with the stress we've been dealing with as well. So, oh, okay. Looks like spy was recruited. There we go. Yeah, we're getting lots of spies here. Looks like Stannis tried to do... Oh, I mean, he's basically pulling off, doing his Blackwater, battle here where he sends his troops into Blackwater Bay to invade King's Landing. We'll see if he's more successful this time than he was in the Battle of the Blackwater in the books. But looks like the forces of the king have engaged him here outside of King's Landing, so... Oh, and Lord Baelor's being attacked Oh, here we go. So Fosaway is actually, I wonder if we can declare war now. Oh, come on. He's fighting against, we should be able to sneak in there. Hopefully we'll get a chance, but I think this really solidifies our chance to attack both House Fosway here and conveniently House Ashford here is going against the High Lord or the Lord Paramount as well. So that's actually going to be pretty good for us because we can probably push our claims on both of these guys once this war is done here. So I think that, I think the High Towers will probably be all right in this fight. We could help them out by going and engaging some of their forces. And I'm actually not opposed to providing a little bit of assistance here. Let's raise our troops up. Maybe if we can snag, that the army of Ashford or something like that, that could be helpful to the cause. They're gathering up their forces quite a bit here. Oh, Roxton's joining in as well. All right, yeah, let's just go in and assist our lord for a little bit. Earn ourselves a few brownie points here. So Carrick is going to lead our forces. I suppose we could lead our forces. And we've been named the Master of Hunt for that as well. Yeah, there's no way we're going to be able to go and take those guys, but we could go here and hit this small House Roxton army here. It would just be, I'm sure Lord Paramount Baylor would be happy that we are assisting with that. Betrothal between our bastard half-sister and the captain of our household guard. Yeah, that seems fine. She is just a bastard. That's probably the best marriage she could really hope for, honestly, was getting that marriage with the captain of our guard. That's honestly not really that bad of a marriage. She'll be set up for most of her life there. Our counselor Brian died, or Byron. So we shall need to put somebody else as our steward. Master Emmerich of, ooh, he's good. Yeah, all right. You got 21 stewardship, not too bad. I do like that. All right, here we go. We're gonna get this small Roxton army here. They're not gonna have much chance at all against us. So there we go. We'll take a look at this battle just in case anything interesting happens. Wow, they actually had quite a few knights, surprisingly here. But they didn't really stand too much of a chance. We captured Jothan after the battle. A deviant. Oh dear. I mean, can we execute you? Behead him. Yeah, he is a bit of a deviant. Why not? Let's execute him. He fought against his rightful Lord Paramount. I'm pretty sure that the punishment for that should either be sent to the wall or execution. Oh man. Okay, this is actually concerning though. This is actually concerning that they've got a pretty big army here in the High Tower itself. Everybody just wants to tell us about Herman here, but I don't want to spend the money on that. Lysa. Oh, speaking of Lysa. Oh, and look, we just see that Stannis's war he's finished now. He is done with no troops left, pretty much. Yeah, his forces were utterly crushed. I don't think he has much, if any, support left. But a really interesting thing happened here. You'll see Lysa Tully is dead, and she died at the hands of someone. Before I show you who it is, I just want you to guess. Put your guess down in the comments of who you think the murderer of Lysa Tully is. And I'll give you a moment for that. So, the murderer of Lysa Tully is none other than Peter Littlefinger Baelish. Somehow, just like in the books, I do not know. I have absolutely no idea why or how this came about. But, some things in this mod just work out perfectly sometimes. And for whatever reason, Peter Baelish murdered Lysa Tully. And that is just pretty much perfect. I just when I saw this, I was like, I laughed to myself because I just thought it was so funny that in the books he kills her. Spoilers. And in here he murders her as well for probably completely different reasons, but nonetheless, still that's very interesting. In any case, yeah, these forces, oh man, they've got a big army coming in here to siege down. Like, how many troops do they have? 25,000. Ooh, I mean, oh, okay, you know what? We better go in and help. And I'm probably going to... Can we offer to join war? The Liberty War? We can offer to join the war. So we're going to go in and we're going to do our best to assist our Lord Paramount here. We're going to get Omerta. There we go. Oh, they're much less likely to flip and reveal our name if caught. Good. Don't want people finding out that it was us. So Stannis was taken here. Oh, what? Huh. As Myrcella was executed on King Aegon's orders. What? And Stannis was executed as well. Huh. So, things are getting mighty interesting. So, Aegon executed Myrcella, the former queen, even though she was a silent sister. Huh. Maybe the Targaryens, are not as... this character, he was goaded. Ah, I see. He was goaded into it. That's interesting. Aegon is not a good king, but he is powerful. He's got a lot of dread. Very, very fascinating. I mean, Shireen is now the new Lady Paramount here, but we're going to have to see how all of these events play out, but things are getting quite interesting. And, it is fun sometimes once the AI takes back over and, the things that the AI can do are fun. I don't like to do what we did too much there and, manipulate how the AI works. But I think in this case, what the AI got up to here is just as interesting, if not more so. So we are going to find out how the events of this play out in the next episode. Until then, thank you for watching.